Welcome back to Chaos Lands, and today we are working on the Worldgenerator because there's silver and gold spawns also in the overworld, but it should only spawn in the mines or in the underground. And here you can see some gold, and this is what we are going to do today. One other feature we will add is that normally big stones generate also stones. So you can see at the top of the world there's a big stone, or here in the mines there are many big stones, and they also spawn those little stones and also gold and silver, and those big stones should only generate stones in the mines. So that's what we also going to do. To start, there's a function called place big stone, and this function also generates those small stones, and there we will create a new variable that determines if we are in the underground or if we are on the overworld. So by adding this parameter, we can determine, we can choose if we want to spawn silver or not. And if we are in the underground, we want to generate a random value from 0 to 7, and in the other case just to 6, because silver and gold are the last stones that get generated. Or if the value is higher than 6 or 6, we want to generate these big stones, and normally we say that we don't want to generate those. So there's a position where we generate these big stones in the underground, and this is here at the mines. This level is called mines, and therefore we use 2 loops to calculate these big stones, and for that we iterate through every tile in the world, and therefore we need the world size. And let's create an extra variable for that, because we need the world size also in the other loop. So we just have to call this function once. So in the first loop we go to the y coordinates, and in the second loop through the x coordinates. Then we want to calculate if we want to spawn a big stone, and therefore we calculate a random number, and if this random number is 0, we want to place a stone. So how do we do it? Start by using this code from above. Here we have recreated CT position, and also we have a created check if the current type of the tile is stone, and if the type is stone, there should be space to spawn the big stone. So now we can use this function and first calculate the random value, and for now let's put it to 50, and if the value is 0, then we want to generate a stone, so that the world generation is a little bit random. The code above, under this code, we don't need it anymore, because the big stone placement should do its job better than the old code. Next we have to fill the function. We say place big stone and use, first we need the position, and there's also a flat position needed, so let's create this, and this will just be the x and y. Remember, the CT position is the chunk position and the tile position, So here we need just a flat position, then we need a team, and this team will just be plants because the stones belong to the environment, and we set the underground to true. And if we start it now, we see that the world is not generating, it got stuck, and that's because there are too many stones that should be generated, and therefore we have to first check if the position allows a big stone, or if there's space for a big stone at this world position. Therefore the function obstacle allowed is used, and if we call this function first, then we know if there's space for a big stone. So if we run it again and go to the mines, you can see that there is gold and silver in the underground, and that's pretty nice. And it seems that it works, but there's too much space in the mines. The mine should contain many stones, and it should be hard to move in the underground, and now there's already still space to walk, and that's something that should be fixed. But it's nice that there's gold and silver and the other materials. But first let's fix this. And this is done by using a line from the old code where we spawn stone, and those stones will just block the world so that there's not that much space to walk around. And now the mines are really full of stones, so that works fine. In the overworld, you can see that there's no silver or gold left. There's just iron, and crystals will still spawn there, but that should be fine for now. And there's also slate and coal. So as you can see, it works, and we can go to the next function. So big stones also should generate silver and gold in the underground and not in the overworld. So for that there's a function that gets called every turn, and here we check if the level is of type mines, and if the type is mines, then we want to spawn silver and gold, and if the type is overworld, there should not spawn silver and gold. And therefore let's create the distinction. So first check if it's overworld, and second we check if it's a mine. And if it's a mine, we can keep the code as it is, because before silver and gold already get spawned. But now we have to create a map that contains all basic resources, and the basic resources will be all resources besides gold and silver. And therefore just remove gold and silver from the array or from the vector, and the any stones without big stones vector will contain the basic stones and also gold and silver. And by doing that, we can combine those two vectors into another vector and use this basic stone without big stones vector in the overworld, because then there will spawn no silver and gold. Let's check it inside the game. So here's my little figure, and first we will create a pickaxe out of gold so we can mine faster, and those stones will spawn if the big stone isn't surrounded by little stones. So let's just destroy these small stones, and then normal new stones should spawn. Therefore, move next to a stone and attack it until it's destroyed. And now there are no stones left near the big stone, but we can remove those at the bottom also, so that the range is guaranteed to not be blocked. Now if we skip a few turns, stone should be generated, and there should spawn no silver and no gold. And there just spawned one stone, and it's a normal stone, and there's a knight attacking our figures, so let's just defend from this knight and shoot him a little bit. Okay, and back to the stone. One stone got generated, and it's just a normal stone. Let's remove the stones that get generated so that new stones get generated, and as you can see, it works. And thanks for watching, and I hope you liked the video, and leave a comment or like the video and subscribe, and see us in the next video. Bye.